is Rov. Speaking of, Rov and Opie are gonna be playing right now, which means that we are gonna go and live spectate them.
It's gonna take a couple of minutes, see if we can introduce the stakes and reiterate them.
Yes, indeed. As I have been saying throughout this entire day, this is a match for first in the group. This is a match for that playoff spot that avoids the first round of playoffs, which is naturally the scariest round of playoffs. And yeah, Rov is hard to overrate, I feel like. Being a pretty much ironclad sniper, getting the win in the last Winter Cup, and overall just stomping through the competition. Annihilating Lev for the second time in 2 seasonal tournaments for in this group earlier, and now he just needs a tie, which, knowing how much of a lockdown his sniper side is gonna be a pretty simple ordeal, with a very relative definition of simple, because of course OP, probably one of the best spies in the game right now. I don't think that there is really much of an argument in that regard. Can have bad games, can have good games, but always consistently in high placements in the tournaments in the end, and that's what matters. So let's see which one of those titans will win, and if there is a draw, Rov will get that first place. So finally upsetting OP, because OP has qualified from every single group in every single seasonal cup in the first place. So that will be a little bit of a historic moment as well.
Yeah.
The match is we're still waiting for the match to start, to reiterate, since there is expectation delay, so it's gonna be 2 or 3 more minutes. So just to make sure that yes, we are waiting for it. It's gonna be a couple of minutes, so shouldn't be too long.
And the expectation game delay is on because, well, it is a pretty pivotal set. It does decide a lot for those players, so we do not want to have any malarkey happen throughout the match, do we?
Yeah, not like either of the players would cheat or anything, but yeah, it's an option you can have on. Yep.
Better to stay safe.
If you know there's gonna be a cast happening as well.
True, yeah.
Because the possibility of mischief becomes that much higher when that many more people are watching. Either way, what is the format, Kagi? Because I know we went over it again, but because this will be a separate video on YouTube, we might as well reiterate it for our YouTube viewership.
Let's see if I can remember it off the top of my head. Again, we have Ballroom first. We have Veranda. We have High Rise. We have Aquarium. We have Courtyard, and then we have Pub. So all venues that are in the game. Yep.
There has never been a different venue in the game at all, and it looks like that we are actually ready to begin. We do have Rov playing as Spy first, and choosing Teal Dress, apparently. That's how we're calling them now.
I think you mean Pearl's 2 Electric Boogaloo, but either way, I am ready if you are.
Yeah,
Let's see how Jennifer will do it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yep. We are going to make a very wild path right next to Irish. And just flirt for 51%. Rov 100% on green test so far.
There has been a lot of words said about Rov's sniper, of course, but I'm not actually sure how his spy looks, because, I mean, obviously you have to have at least semi-decent spy to be able to win tournaments. Even if your sniper is ironclad, you still need to get those spy games past people. And I feel like it's not tucked at all. I'm not sure
had
why,
a very good fortune of watching Rov versus OP in SCL 7 yesterday, and we had Crazy Kaylee on the spectators side, on the one of the caster side, and his insight was very crucial, and one of the things he noticed that Rav tends to be a little bit slow on the spy side, which can be a detriment when he wants to complete missions at the very last moment.
Well, we're not being slow now, as we've already finished Flirt with 2 greens, but from what I know, Rob has a very not a good spy compared to other good players, but their sniper is just so good. They have a very not to say their spy is not good. It's like pretty solid, but it's not.
It's still a
amazing
good spy. It's
anyway.
just not the the greatest spy in the club. Well, annoyance aside, those players actually have a little bit of a history. They, at least from the narrative slides that I have been given, they do possess a 1-to-1 record against each other, with Rov winning the SCL match that Restor was mentioning recently in a 7-5 victory, while OP has won in Summer Cup 2021 with a 7-3 scoreline. So a little bit more dominant on the OP side of the winnings, but I don't think Rov is ever supposed to win with a large margin. It doesn't really matter how much is the difference between the winning score and the losing score in the end of the day if you just keep winning. And that's pretty much how Rov plays. He doesn't necessarily care about getting those big scores, about those 12-0s, 10-2s. 7-5. It only takes one spy game to secure the set.
I should mention we only have 45 seconds left, and we still only have that Flirt. We have not done anything since. I think we're adding up to contact as we're in the conversation with the SDA, but we need to do missions.
Banana bread.
Which we do, because we...
Do not need to do missions. Only shooting queens are... I think queen was just at the statues as well, making her the primary target there. Especially considering that Banana Bread was uttered almost immediately after she joined, meaning that Queen entered the conversations and Green tested the Banana Bread, which I assume was a real as well.
I should mention that Queen was at center statues, which I know because General was at side statues at the time. And I think
she also could have done Prince as well. So
really,
yes.
I see the one print. Yeah.
Well, as I've just said, it only takes one. I did not expect it to be the first one of the set, but now Rolf has broken the serve. All he needs to do is just sit tight, win every single sniper game, and he's peachy. However,
he can even lose one since he wins on a draw, I do believe.
I believe that is in fact the case. So OpiWrites needs to win 2 different spy games and then hold off the sniper side. Let's see how and if he will manage to do it. Playing as one of the twins again. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I mean, if anyone can get 2 spy wins past Rov, it's probably Opie. So I'm not handing Opie out completely yet, but
Opie is
he's gonna have a uphill battle.
Opie is one of the better players to bet on while facing Rov's sniper. I don't think there's many players who will be able to consistently get those games through, but Opie sounds to me like he would be one of those.
I mean, Rov is just really hard to get any... Well, we're just gonna standing by.
It's on screen. It's visible. The difference is, was it seen? That's the question that I'm having. Because the laser was zoomed and the hand was on screen, so Rov probably knows. But there's always that little bit of thought in the back of your mind. Does he really? Maybe he missed it. Maybe he just missed it.
The only thing we know at the moment is we're not dead for it. And that's a good sign, but is it really is the question. We have done nothing since, though, because Salmon has been doing salmon things. But we're going to get a Flirt here for 27%. So hope you hit a white.
I have to point out that even if we got away with the bug, which is a hard L, that Banana Bread helps with spacing a little bit, but it's still slightly slower than I would expect OP to be. 71% on the flirt. We still need to find the fourth. Probably is going to be the inspects, but on the other hand, inspects is very likely to get a shot if the bug was seen, so OP now enters the domain of mind games trying to figure out what will be the last mission that gets us shot the least.
Yeah. We do have to finish flight though, which it looks like we can do fairly soon, but yeah, fourth mission is going to be the important one. At this point, going to statues might just get a shot for late statues. So, not sure what the plan is here.
We just reject waiting timer flirting actually, so OpiWrites trying to play a slower game, going for an seduce and instantly leaving the conversation so the animation does not play. And then going to the center inspects. If we don't get shot for it, we just win the game. Let's see if Rov knows it. There's our second inspect. We put the statue down and we get shot for it. Rov,
Yep.
on point, ahead 2-0. And now we move on to Veranda, one of the better venues for the camping snipers. So I'm going to expect this one to end in a sniper sweep.
I do want to mention, by the way, that Opie has won 0 out of 4 of the Ballroom games in these two sets.
Which is fascinating considering how much he likes Ballroom.
Mostly just saying that so that when Opie watches back the cast, he can yell at me. But anyway, we're moving on to Veranda. Very much another sniper-sided venue. So I do expect more sniper wins, but who knows? These are two.
There's only one way to find out, isn't it? Rov
Yeah.
is playing as Salmon, and let's see how the cookie will crumble in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
For OP to
Damn
do
it.
another 24-hour Ballroom stream.
Wrestler, he'd clearly like that. But anyway, we're just not doing anything as Salmon quite yet. I think we're going directly for the flirt, which, fair enough.
And the reason why Veranda is regarded as a sniper haven is because it is a 5 out of 8. You do need to complete 2 different hardtails, and usually in the high circles, you are getting shot for the first one.
I will also mention that Salmon is given a good spy on Modern because he blends in, but he also kind of blends in on Veranda, meaning he's a pretty good spy on that venue too. But it's still 5 of 8 Veranda against Opie, so Rave is going to have an uphill battle here.
Cool point. I almost never factor in the backdrop against which you are moving around, but yeah, that's true. If you blend in with the surroundings, it makes so much harder for the sniper to pick you out of the crowd.
Yeah.
Not necessarily to track you once you are notched down as an issue, but it makes it a lot harder to get that initial twinge of, hey, that guy is suspicious. Speaking of suspicious things, there's a swap. It is going to be a white test, unfortunately, so we are just going to get shot for it.
Were
What?
we... I mean, that was the second cycle. I don't think we're framing anyone. No, that's just a random white swap. I assume we were trying to go for a green.
I mean, I think it's one of the better ways to go up against a better player, right? Or not a better player, but just a very good sniper on Veranda. Because you know that you have to get away with 2 hardtails. If you choose one of them, well, if the opponent notices, of course you're dead, but you're likely to be dead either way, so might as well try, and if it works, then OP just loses. We have seen that work pretty well in the Lev game just before, but it didn't happen on Veranda quite, so...
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to throw caution into the wind, and sometimes it's just going to hit a brick wall.
Either way, let's see how OP will throw himself against the brick wall. As Orange Dress, one of the slower spies in the game on this very big venue. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Sorry, I do believe is the second slowest spy, so it's going to have a little bit of trouble getting around, but also is going to have trouble pathing there, I guess.
We're very much inside salmon currently. Not sure how I feel about that.
I mean,
It's one way
there's
to
one
flirt.
way. Yo, she stole my joke.
I have to be not serious once in a while. Am I? Either way, Orange Sari, despite being one of the slower spies, not in the pacing sense, but in the actual movement speed sense, does possess a few redeeming qualities. I think that one of the best ones is her bug, which is going to be a very powerful tool against Rov, because, well, that's how you get a hardtail past. And there has been transfer. The laser jumps a bit up and down, but I'm not sure if that's a confirmation that Rov saw it, but
It was on screen, but the ambo was in danger, so I think it might have been clean, but at the very least, I'm sure if it was suspected, we're going to be done on the next microphone anyway.
the other funny thing is that Double Agent, not sure which one, has intercepted the line of sight between us and the sniper in the second half of the animation, so that also helps a little bit in guarding, because with more movement, it's just harder to pick off some more important things. We are going to the transfer spot, going to the blue bookshelf. Rov moves all the way to the left. Is this trying to bait? The hand is visible on screen.
That is completely visible, but we are not shot for it. So, not shot for it yet. You are right. So could be dead, could be not. It's impossible to tell with people who don't highlight for suspicion.
I mean, now that Rov probably knows that we have microfilm, and presumably is just waiting for us to be active in any way, shape, or form. Perhaps even talking gets a shot here. I'm not quite sure what will get OP under the count and allow him to win the game, because we need to complete 3 different missions, one of which will be the banana bread, probably.
I mean, a silent Veranda game does sound like a good idea until you realize that means you have to do more hardtails. Especially against Rav is going to be impossible.
The double
So,
agent
OP,
has been contacted, and we have been shot.
yeah.
A pretty textbook sniper game from Rov, right? We saw the initial first animation of the microfilm, but we don't need to shoot yet. That's just the first animation. That's not even a mission outright. You still need to complete that second one, and as we all know, the second animation microfilm is just that much harder. So Rov just goes, notices that OP is going to the transfer spot, and tries to bait out the microfilm, and works like a clock.
Rav, yeah, just too good of a sniper. Needs a nerf. But is going to go, 3-1 into high rise.
High rise is one of the better ways to nerf Rov, I think, because it's a venue where the AIs are more likely to win, which does mean that you will need to have patience, and you have to have a little bit of intuition, which will be hard to hold for people who are playing a lot against experienced spies who finish all the time. Either way, it's not Rov's time to snipe, it's OP's time to snipe, so let's see if they will manage to snipe down Red Dress in this game in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Bug. No. Rav, you disappointed me.
That bug gets you killed.
I mean, it does, but you gotta take it anyway.
I mean, not
Also,
that
ST
it
comes
matters too much for Rov, because I think that we genuinely do not necessarily care about those spy games. Like, a second spy game win just wins the game outright, but we already got one spy win that we needed. We already have our lead, and it will be extremely hard for OP to assemble those 2 spy wins, essentially as the time keeps ticking away as we go and finish our inspects.
Yeah. While you were talking, he visited 2 statues, did him, and is probably not gonna go finish flirt here. Yep. Which has to join to us first,
Very quick.
so...
That is extremely quick, sir. which makes us very suspicious on one hand, but on the other hand, what player will just rush that game? Who will rush against OP? Usually it's OP doing the rushing. That's rushing OP? No, that sounds like oof.
But I thought you were the Russian. Anyway, we're going to go right next to, not right next to, but right in the conversation with the DA, and probably eye up a contact. And here it is. There's a few people out, but I do not think we're shy here. I think that's just a win for Rov.
Does
That
seem
is.
so.
I think it's a little greedy, but I mean, it works.
Well, that's a second spy win for Ov, which means that OP now needs to get those 3 spy wins to get his win. And, well, he needs a win to get the first place in the group. Well. What will OP do? The emergency wheels button is pressed. Not known by anyone and not pressed by anyone, but let's hear from you why that button is not pressed that often in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, Wheels doesn't have a good walking bug, but honestly, that can sometimes be a good thing, especially against mediocre snipers, because you know you can pass the ambassador without getting credited. But Rov will probably know if you bug or not anyway, so.
Yeah, trying to hope that we're playing against a mediocre sniper while playing against Rov is a tall order, but I think that at this point of the game, you are far behind that getting it back together will require some amount of miracles from you. So might as well just give in and try to choose as hard as possible. Eventually you will get those games past Rov. However, White Purloin is not necessarily the start you want.
That's not gonna work all the time. And it doesn't, so. Rov is up 5-1 now, I believe, so. That's
Yes,
not looking good for Opie.
That looks very scary, especially considering that Rov just needs 1 game to secure first place in the group. And, well, what better way to celebrate getting the first in the group than getting a win on Aquarium, OP's least favorite venue, while playing as Smallman, everyone's least favorite spy. Let's see how this game will go in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yep. Smallman is, of course, Smallman, who's a small man. And it's just going to be in a conversation. There you go.
Smallman is famous for many things. For example, being small, and also some say that he's small, but I'm not sure if that's actually correct or just propaganda. Either way, we do go for a bug as Ambassador Path is right by us. We can't even really credit it because the Ambassador is the one walking around us, not us moving behind the shark.
That was completely behind Shark. Yes, I think we got highlight for a second, but we got neutral it after, so I'm not sure how suspicious we are for that. But we are Smallman, so.
I think that there is some suspicion on the potential of us moving behind the shark and bugging. But there is... That path from Ambassador was such a godsend, we didn't even need to move. And it might just have gotten OP over on the idea that we have not actually bugged, which would be a game-winning idea for Rov here.
Rob, of course, got 51% flirt, and has plenty of time now to do that one other hardtail, or not hardtail. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's in the plan for Rov?
You know what's the other powerful things that you can do when you're small?
Do Smallman things.
Not even Smallman things, you can do Aquarium things.
A mix of Smallman and Aquarium things is truly frightening.
Oh no. For the uninitiated, on Aquarium, because we are against animal cruelty, the sniper cannot shoot through the shark. That means that some particularly infamous spy plays involve the sniper going behind the shark. For example, on that left statue set, swapping, clanking the statue for flare and also just to get that time about right and just walk in behind the shark for the entirety of mission win countdown, completely removing the chance that we are getting shot. With perfect play and perfect movement, this is a play that you cannot counter once it is executed. You can only predict it and play around it beforehand. And considering that we have 2 inspects and we almost have seduce done, there might be a play like that in the book for a Rov later into the game.
We have partial on about 3 missions. We could do a silent game here. That is possible. But I don't think that's in the cards until DA bells on us, and then maybe it is in the cards.
Aquarium game would be a pretty powerful thing because you always expect the banana bread as that benchmark for the snipers that, okay, a mission is being completed now, I probably want to shoot. Or I want to just get lowlights, but especially later into the game, you definitely just want to take the shot on the banana bread, so completing the game without it just reads the sniper away from that very important time period. Well, there's a delegate. We have 20 seconds on the clock. Fingerprint can potentially be a thing. Powerline is definitely seemingly a thing as we delegate. We can potentially just go for the shenanigans here, but it doesn't seem to be in the cards as the timer keeps ticking down. 2 seconds, 1 second. We pick up the briefcase. We go behind the shark. Oh
Yes!
no!
Yes!
Mission win countdown.
Oh!
7. We shoot Toby.
We shoot Toby. Opie has been
Humiliated.
That is a scam. Add it to the scam counter. I was waiting for that, yes.
Desecrated and stomped on. That is one way to finish the game. That's very flavorful.
Rov has got another spy win. And I was set okay, I would like to rephrase the fact that it said Rov did not have a good spy. They have a fine spy. I apparently haven't rated it because Rov is up 6-1 now with 3 spy wins against Opie.
And that means
And has secured
that
first.
Rolf has secured first place, and this is, I repeat, the first seasonal cup ever where OP did not take the first place in his group.
Yeah.
That,
Good job,
plain and
Rov.
simple.
I'm
However,
sorry for interrupting you.
we still need to play out all 12 games for the tie breaks, so OP now gonna be the spy on Aquarium, trying to win back as many games as possible to, well, probably defend the 3rd place. I don't think it's reachable for left, but there is a chance. There is always a chance. Even if it is a 0% chance and not actually a chance. But look, General is the spy, Venue is Aquarium, and let's see if shenanigans will repeat in 3, 2, 1, playing it. It's gonna be hard to do playing General.
We are definitely going for the swap here.
We should be.
Probably? I think we considered it, but we're like, Rov probably saw it. But
I mean, we are credited for it.
Possibly. I do believe, by the way, Opie is confirmed in 2nd because I think. No, wait, Opie and Love tied, no?
Opie and Love did tie, as a matter of fact. So
that means if Rov wins all of these games, I think Opie and Opie and Lev have to play another match. I think.
No. It might potentially be decided by the results of their games against Shimuni and Sergeant Cheese.
I do believe since Shimo dropped,
and
it would be
Shimuni
just against Cheese.
Sergeant Cheese will decide the outcome of this group. Okay, now that is the result I want to see now.
That is, yes.
Yes.
I am going to be quickly looking up the results of those just to see who wins that while also watching the match.
Please do not spoil it too much, but oh lord.
Of course, it's all is if Rov wins all 5 of the next games.
Well, there's a chance. There's always a chance.
There's a chance.
General is widely regarded as one of the best spies because of his bug, specifically walking bug, I believe. But He is a little bit tall. He's one of the tallest guests at the
And in the
venue,
red.
which makes it slightly annoying if you want to do the, the dirty stuff, the real scam part of the game, which I think OP is too honorable to try those, but if you've lost already, might as well just bring out all of the cheese that you have and see how many of them are sergeants.
Yeah, I got a message. They both had the exact same score against Sergeant Cheese and the exact same number of sweeps.
Wait, it's actually going to a tiebreaker game if Rov wins out the rest of the set.
Yes, both went 10-2. Yes. Oh my gosh.
That
We
is
could
a,
see.
that is a very important reminder because I mean there are still like what 2 venues left, which means that there are still 2 spy games that Rov needs to win for this dream to be a reality.
Also, I should mention I'm probably going to end up playing whoever gets second in this group. So now I'm really hoping for for this. Go Rob, please.
Hey, to be
I
fair,
wanna
like
play
it's not an easy choice for you. It's either Lev or OP, and both of those.
Technically, it's the winner of whoever gets second and Martini.
Yeah.
None of which I really want to play, but I especially
Oh,
do
you're
not
right.
want to
Oh,
play
right.
OP.
You're. Oh, yeah. There's a round of 24 match. I forgot.
Let's put it the other way around. It's either the winner. Oh, we swap. It's either the winner of. Well, it's either OP, who is scary, Martini, who is annoying to play against because we need to learn all of the weird stuff, or Lev, who has beaten OP. And I don't know if I want to play against Lev if he has managed to beat OP.
Lev, who has beaten Opie and Martini if I have to play them. So
yeah.
In the meantime, we did try to swap an inspect, but unfortunately, it was the middle shot, not the bar shot, so we couldn't clank and run. And Rob picks up another win, 7-1.
I don't think we could have clanked and run anyway because we needed to get 2 inspects there. But either way, Rov is 7-1. So 8 games done, 4 to go. And now Rov is just doing victory laps. Let's see how many victory laps will actually result in wins. As Rov picks up Queen, I have to point out that his seduction target selection is suboptimal in the current meta, but who am I to speak about it? Let's hear from the expert on those things in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a QXG, but we do have a QXQ, as Salmon is Mr. Q. So it's still kind of memeing, I'm sure. This is totally intentional by Rav. Absolutely.
Because good players like Rov would definitely know the names of every character, because it is a very important skill to win games.
Doing victory laps on a courtyard would be pretty appropriate if we're gonna do a NASCAR, but not wheels, so I don't think that's.
I think we've played wheels already, as I said, and
I believe that was Opie, actually, but
well, I said we, meaning that either one of those 2 can be. Sorry, no, that was just me not remembering the set. Either way, 43% on the flirt. We do have a drink in hand, which means that we will need to get rid of it at some point if we want to inspect those stashes. And yeah, just taking our time. We can play as slow as we want, now knowing that OP has lost and we have secured the first place for ourselves.
yeah. Rob is definitely, I'm sure, is just going to want to take as many wins as possible, just for the sake of, I mean, it's fun.
For the sake of Sergeant Cheese.
For the sake of Sergeant Cheese! I really hope we get to see another match between Opie and Lev.
I mean, we pretty much almost have the results set in stone, right? The only thing that matters right now is if Rov somehow gets both Kotyat and Pub spy games past OP and wins both of those sniper games, then there is a rematch between OP and Lev, which honestly will be a pretty exciting affair considering how close those 2 were in their last 2 bouts. But yeah, that implies a lot. so surely we can just start memeing now.
We
Nice
did
way.
finish. Yeah.
100% there. Unfortunately, we choose to white the line, which
What?
never the smartest option.
We do white it, but the fade was not visible. But we
Which
do get a
is
nod
good.
from Opie, which does
Queen
not
is at the
fare
statue
well.
here and being looked at. Queen notably not being looked at, which yeah makes me suspicious.
What? No.
I'm going to presume that Twin was in the chain and then either a potential misremembered swap or just thought about it for a bit and decided to shoot for complete the inspects over here, just as we put down the statue. We have no way to figure out which one is it necessarily, except we can like look at the replay maybe, but
I'm looking back from the replays. He wasn't in the chain. Irish took, then Roth took. So must have
oh
just
no.
forgotten about it.
Oh.
I think OP's mental state did not survive losing to CRMs and then losing the first place in the group. That is my working theory.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Opie's a little tilted at the very least. So
Either way, 8-1. We are 3 games away from the legendary tiebreak featuring Sergeant Cheese, but not actually featuring Sergeant Cheese because both of those games ended with the same score. So unfortunately, it's not the one that decides the group. But OpiWrites is playing as the spy, is choosing Selman here. I don't think he has many places to blend in on that venue, but he is a pretty forgettable spy all around either way. Let's see how this game will go in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
right. Yeah. Opie is gonna stand in an innocent conversation and let Hare join us for a 42% flirt.
Play a pretty smart play. Allowing the seduction target to join us means that the seduction target is suspicious and not us, because usually it is the spy chasing the seduction target and not the other way around. I also have a joke there, but I forgot it. So unfortunately, we're gonna stay serious from now on.
Oh, that's not fun. But we're just gonna stand in this conversation, wait for more flirting, I guess.
To be fair, we can spend a little bit of time as a treat. I've remembered the point that I was trying to make. Kotyat famously spy-sided, so I would not be surprised if OpiWrites actually manages to win this game.
We also get a green purloin.
Which is a
and
pretty good start.
And go immediately into inspects.
And
Duke
if Alex
takes the
forces
list.
inspects, the list is gone. Well, we are swapping as well. So
We're-
just trying to overwhelm Rolf with as many hot tells as possible. And potentially there is a sliver of a chance that this works. Irish is gonna go to the statues. Was she in the chain? Was she in the chain? With the US mission win is pending. The fade is visible. Who is shot?
Are
is
we
anyone
dead?
shot? 5,
Is
4,
anyone shot?
3, 2,
Rob, you gotta shoot.
1.
It's
no.
Irish!
No one is
And it's
shot.
Julie Brissink anyway!
No one is shot. And OP has just secured second place.
No! No! Oh well. Well, I'm playing Opie.
No, you're playing Martini, who has beaten OP. Which is even scarier, honestly.
They're both scary. I don't want to play either. Oh well. I will take my group stages.
We have one more venue to go, with Rolf playing as a Duke. And yeah, let's see how Mr. Yu will do on this venue in 3, 2, 1, playing.
Rob is a famous Duke enjoyer. And honestly, yeah, he's got some good moves. Duke's probably one of the better, more underrated spies. So
Definitely the best dressed, I can say.
Absolutely not. Tex is.
Tex is not at the party.
Well, at this party, who is the best dressed at this party? I think possibly General might be a good contender for that.
In general, has a neat dress. I wouldn't necessarily call it pretty or beautiful. Because it is just a cookie cutter army uniform, which, to be fair, is how generals are supposed to look in the public outlook.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily sure if the neatness is enough to win this. Extremely important competition. Either way, we have wasted a minute of the clock on pub, where the timer starts at 2:45, right?
We do start with 2:45. I think maybe I don't know. Maybe it's
Yes, we do.
2:30.
Yes, we do. It's 2:45.
Thank you, wrestler. And we've wasted half that time. So
Fine, we have 34% flirt. We're doing progress. We're on pace, Copium.
I mean, these two matches basically don't matter, but they're for style points, which are the best points in the game.
Ooh, we go for a flirt and we immediately bail away from the conversation. I like this.
Rav is the spy, not Opie, in case anyone didn't realize that after that move.
This is... Well, I mean, everyone realized it's not OP because the spy has not finished the game yet, and 2 minutes have passed since the start of the game.
That is true, yes.
We are gonna go to the bar, probably delegate a purloin, but the question becomes, what is our last mission? Because that seduction target and that double agent are in different conversations. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. Or maybe yes.
Or maybe. Well, that would require Alice to be in any conversation.
Well, we
and then for me to
delegate the
different
purloin.
conversation.
Now we just need to succeed at this. We will not succeed.
We
at
will
seduction.
not.
We
Win
can
lead.
time it. We can still get there in time and time it and get a green and hang the clock and then win the game. As Twin is going to the statue, making him suspicious. The list is not taken. The Perlin has timed out. And we're going to do the cheese flirt and we're getting bullied for it. Hold up. Wait, no, the list was not Perlin because Tsar did not get there in already. And now we finish by an inspect while being a lowlight. Are we gonna get shot or tried for the OD beeps? Because we are the only one at the mission side while the beeps are shouting. OP, 6 seconds, we're shooting Rocker.
What is this match?
I mean, for a victory lap, I have to argue that that is a pretty good set of victory lap spy games against OP. Both the Queen game and the Duke game were pretty spectacular. And both were wins.
And we're going right back to, I believe, the first spy we had in this game, in this set, in this match.
Go.
One of those. We have Oodle Mom, Jennifer, Pearls too. Probably more. I'm forgetting. Definitely more. Crazy Eyes. That's who I'm forgetting.
It's Steel Dress / Crazy Eye / Moomba. Let's see how the game will end. Well, let's see how the game will start in 3, 2, 1. Playing it. And of course we take control. Why wouldn't we?
Can't really win a spy game if you don't take control.
I mean, you can, but I'm not sure you can win a spy game against Raw while not taking control. That's the thing. We do get 34% on the flirt, which is about as much progress as Rolf has had a minute afterwards. We get a bug, the laser twitches slightly, low light in Rocker, which probably implies that we saw the bug. And there's a highlight.
Well, we're not dead, but we're not alive, truly, because we're highlight.
Honestly, I think the main outcome of the set for me personally is the fact that I have been underrating Rolf's spy, because while everyone and their mother and their teal have been talking about how Rolf's sniper is amazing, I don't think anyone has been talking about his spy, and his spy is definitely pretty good considering how many times he's got missions past OP.
Yeah. Yep, Rav is definitely an underrated spy, I guess. But yeah, I still think he is debatably the best sniper in the game. And that is what truly holds him up.
And,
Uh,
well, 11-1 against Lev, and now provisionally 10-2 against OP. A very nice group stage for if you're trying to win the tournament outright against two people that have made semifinals last time around.
Yeah. So, a little bit of an early congratulations to Ralph, who has won their groups.
What do you mean early congratulations? We have been doing that since, what, game 8?
Yeah. Also, now it's official congratulations to Ralph. There you go.
So, it's 10-2, but the Sunday of SpyParty has just begun. Just after this cast, you can head on into the game and take part in one of the Swiss events, if you're into that sort of thing. You might need to get some less events in before SMC to get your score to properly count, because you need to take part in at least 5. So, yeah, don't delay and try to get that. And after the Swiss, we will have yet another cast. Slappy Davis will join Screwloose as they look at some Group A matches. This game is called SpyParty. You can buy it on spyparty.gg, I believe is the site. No, spyparty.com is the site. Discord.gg/spyparty is the Discord that you want to join if you want to take part in the community and all of those competitive events. And yeah, that's about it for the Oh, no. Megalodon Motel is a tournament for people who have not qualified for the bracket stage of the Summer Cup. It is a pretty casual event, so if you want to have a taste of what competitive is without actually tryharding, that is probably your best bet. Go on, message Ligor Chinin in the Discord to book your seats for the next week. And yeah, I think that's it for us for tonight. I have been Yash. With me, there has been a Gagi.
That's me.
And there has been a wrestler in the background trying to make sure that the stream doesn't crash and definitely not making any tech mistakes.
I definitely didn't do that. Everything was smooth.
Thanks for watching this cast and see you next time. Have fun out there.
It is mandatory after all. Very well.
Bye.